Yeah, man. Yeah, brother. But shoot, man, I had a long day today, boy. Just I earned my paycheck today.
Not you earned it
They
today.
got whatever the couple of days I might have been slacking, they made up for it today. I'm telling you that right now.
They got the butter from the duck.
They squeezed every little ounce of toothpaste out of the tube today. Good Lord, I am tired, bro. I am tired, but
Man, we can do a few minutes and
good. I'm good. Look, man, my adrenaline started going when we talk about sports and music. I mean, come on now. You see the t-shirt.
I love it. I love that. Yeah. That's nice.
I like it, DJ. I like it.
Mickey Mouse.
That's nice.
Let's go. But yeah, man. I'm just trying to see if anybody else was gonna get on. I just text a couple people, but shoot. Man, where you want to start? I mean, the NFL, I mean, everybody talking about the daggone Cowboys and the 49ers. Now, you going to give Brock Purdy his props, Lanice, now? Have you seen enough? Not yet. Oh, the face.
What?
He gave it a face.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't want the face? My bad.
No,
my bad.
You can give it a face. I'm not hating either way.
But is that better?
Some people still don't, still ain't gonna buy it. So I give it. I just watch some of the shows. I'm looking at the quality of the film.
And to be fair, I'm just so everybody's clear. I was the same way with my quarterback Jalen Hurts when he started.
No, I get it. Okay.
I was like,
I didn't know that, so I understand now.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna need to see what he keeps doing, because I was like, I don't know. I've seen some things that need to be tweaked and fixed. Like at the end of that season when Jalen started, so with Brock Purdy last season, I was like, yeah, he didn't lose. But again, when you got that A1 defense and the bomb run game, it's not hard to win football. It's football. It's not rocket science. A lot of teams try to reinvent the wheel, but you can win with a serviceable quarterback, and it's okay. Ask the Ravens; they got a whole ring, and that quarterback was Trent Dilfer.
Yeah,
ask the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean,
but I guess my point is,
and I'm not talking about Tom Brady. I'm talking about the ring they got before that.
But I'm saying, are you going to continue to look at him as a serviceable quarterback, or are you going to watch the game? And I get what you're saying. I mean, it's not his fault.
And I'm watching the games, and he's definitely made improvements from last year. But I ain't ready to crown him. Like, people this week is comparing him to Joe Montana.
I ain't talking about
but that's what I'm saying. Like, people this week are comparing him to Joe Montana and doing all of the things.
I mean,
I'm
that's
like,
sensationalism.
Easy.
That's sensationalism. That's just to draw. That's just to get people like us talking.
So I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback or that, but I'm not feeding into the hype machine until I get some more material on tape and actually see him like under duress for real and all of those things where they got to actually battle in a game and he's got to be the reason they win it.
Okay. So let me counter that.
Yeah.
Is it his fault that his team, because here's my point. We say stuff like that. Other than the Eagles, what defense is going to harass him? Because
we're waiting on the Eagles. Well, I thought the Cowboys were going to harass them because he
carved them. If you watch that game, he carved them.
I watched the game, Pete. I watched the entire game, even though the entire game was not working.
Short-level throws, mid-level throws, deep throws.
I mean, he did all of the things, and which is why I say he improved from last year. Because last year in the playoff game against the Cowboys, he didn't look that good.
Okay.
Under duress, he did not look that good. He still won the game, but they didn't win it because of him.
I'm gonna start writing notes down because I forget my train of thought sometimes.
All right, I guess we'll come back in week 10 when they're 10-0 because I don't see who can. When they play the Eagles. When they play the Eagles. Do they play the Eagles this year?
I think it's week 10. But no, not week 10 because we're on bye week 10. We played them week 9, I think, because we played them before we go on bye. We played them in 5 weeks. So
right now,
y'all give me till week 9 with Brock Purdy, and I'll let y'all know. Right now, he's a good QB, but I ain't ready to say he's Joe Montana.
I'm not saying that you're wrong for that at all. But because of this, I got a few things. You can insert some very serviceable to good quarterbacks that are playing right now in San Fran system, and they will thrive. They are a well-oiled machine. I don't see they're not doing the crazy penalties. They're not making.
I actually disagree with that, but I'm gonna let you finish. I actually disagree with that. I'm gonna
let you and so I look at the fact that they made it manageable for Brock to manage that offense. I mean, it's not much. It's not a whole lot he has to really do or not do, because think about this. Even the great Tom Brady, when he didn't have an offensive line, it was horrible. It was terrible. It was terrible. You have to have an offensive line that can block for these people, man. At least be able to execute the play that you want to run. And San Fran can do that. And I hate bigging them up because that's Paul's team, and they can walk on water, according to him.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
But
they can walk on water.
I'm serious. Lenny's, I'm not playing Paul.
No, you're not. Yeah, you're not understanding. Yeah,
Is that your brother?
It's pretty bad. He's about as bad as a Cowboy fan with the 49ers.
Yes, thank you. Yes, very much so. But yeah, go ahead, Pete. I mean, I just want to say that.
No, I get, okay, so just bear with me. Let me just get this point out. I get it. I get that Shanahan and the 49ers are a well-oiled machine and all these things. But I don't believe, because here's what I'm going to say. I don't believe that you always can just plug a quarterback in. If you watch the games compared to what Jimmy G was doing, first game, a couple games with Trey Lance, they have expanded the playbook with Brock Purdy. So what I'm saying is, yeah, he's got a good offensive line. Yeah, he's got McCaffrey. We know all of that. I'm not saying that all of that don't matter. Of course it matters. What I'm saying is, you're not looking at Brock Purdy right now as any reason for him not to keep playing this well, because he keeps executing the offense to perfection. So all I'm saying is, I'm not going to compare to Joe Montana.
No,
we don't do that. All I'm saying is, it's not like they're 5-0. They're winning 17-10. They're 5-0, putting up 35 a game.
Yeah.
That's a big deal in my eyes. And I'm just saying, just pump the brakes on Joe Montana. We'll wait for week 9. But damn, that boy's playing some good football, man.
He's playing great ball, and I
don't think it's just because it's a Shanahan system. He's a coach, but damn, give him some credit. He's making all level throws. Jimmy G was not able to do those. You just watched Jimmy G last night in the Raiders. That boy, one throw here, one throw there. Devontae, I'm hoping. I can't get the ball, but we won. This man is getting the ball to all the playmakers on that team. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I also watched Dak Prescott, and
Exactly. That's exactly. Go ahead, Ladisa.
Let me say this. Circling back to Jimmy G, because I'm gonna get to the point first. Circling back to Jimmy G. The Raiders don't have a run game right now, because I don't know what's wrong with y'all. And the offensive line is not blocking for him. And I said what I said, because it is what it is, because I watched the game.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I'm not saying before you even start, I'm not saying that Jimmy G is better than Brock Purdy, or that Brock Purdy doesn't perform better than Jimmy G. But the point of the matter is, and you can't undo what it is, Jimmy G was in the same system as Brock Purdy, and they won. Brock Purdy took over the undefeated team from Jimmy G.
But did we ever look at Jimmy G as oh my God, he's playing well? We never have said that on a consistent basis about Jimmy G. Even in 5 games. Even in 5 games.
Because I think Jimmy G is a serviceable quarterback. Because let's not forget, Jimmy G took that team to the Super Bowl.
No,
y'all gonna stop acting like Jimmy G didn't get to the Super Bowl with the 49ers.
But he didn't take him to the Super Bowl. Come on now.
But again, that's my whole point right there, Pete. That's my whole point right there. You can put a serviceable quarterback into a great system with a great defense, a running back, and an O-line, and get to the Super Bowl, and you can win it in most cases. He didn't win it, but he got it there.
You can't win with a serviceable quarterback. All I'm saying is a serviceable quarterback scores 20 and don't turn the ball over. This man is putting fear in Dallas. He had Dallas. I'm humbled. On TV. Brock Purdy did that.
Brock Purdy didn't humble Dak. That defense humbled Dak. Dak doesn't play Brock Purdy.
I ain't talking about Dak. I'm talking about Micah Parsons out there trying to make excuses for his defense getting that ass whipped.
Now, that was Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is clearly smoking weed with his crack. That's another conversation we can address.
Wait.
You just made my point about a serviceable quarterback on a great team. When you were like Jimmy G didn't take him there, he did all of those things, but it was still Jimmy G.
Put Mr. Trubisky in there and watch him ball.
Mitch Trubisky would probably look good in that offense.
No, y'all are losing your mind now. You're losing your absolute damn mind.
For Deion's sake. I don't think Mr. Trubisky looks good anywhere, but I digress.
I was about to say that's too far. That's too far. We can move on. That's too far. That's too far. Y'all know better than that.
Too far.
But a person like a Justin Fields, a person. I mean, hell, they even kept Sam Darnold, like I said, on the roster. So they obviously know that some of the guys can ball. I get it. Shanahan is a beast, but I'm just saying. All I'm saying is we'll wait till week 9. We'll wait till whatever week. Whatever you want to say. You want to say they got all the players and all that? Hell, that's the same thing we said about the Eagles last year. The Eagles were stacked. And a lot of people didn't give Jalen Hurts any credit until he actually got hurt. And they was like, oh, damn, well, he was an MVP. Well, damn, y'all could have gave him credit.
I knew he was an MVP before then. But again,
no, but my point is, we knew that, but a lot of people weren't trying to give it to him because everybody was still on the Patrick Mahomes. Think about it. People were trying to still talk about Justin Herbert was in the conversation too until he got hurt. And everybody knew that Jalen Hurts was an MVP until he got hurt. Everybody knew that. But you know why they didn't give him the credit, Lenise? Because y'all had a run game. Because y'all had a defense. Because y'all had a decent coach. That's what I'm saying.
Well, Miami's looking a lot better than the Buffalo fiasco.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's the Giants. What are you talking about? I mean,
because the Giants is making everybody.
That was a great get well game.
It doesn't. No,
it was also running back for 4 weeks. The backup. So, but that was a great.
Well, still, even
fantasy football, and I just can't catch a break in fantasy football.
Well, my point is this. My thing is this: the play calling resembled how we started out the season. I don't know after that first quarter with Buffalo. I say it again. I still can't find our offense. Now I found it this past weekend. It looks better. It looks fluid because they can do it.
You can have a bad game here and there. I mean, but bottom line is, if you blink against the Dolphins, they're gonna run by you. I mean, that's the pressure that defenses have to take on. Like you walk out on the field and you know that the guy in front of you is faster than you, so you cannot let him get by you. And if teams play press coverage or any type of man, I mean, that was so wrong. I don't know if you saw the play with Tyreek Hill when he ran the go route, and he I think the dude was a 3rd round rookie D-back.
Yeah.
And even the commentators was like, they got the rookie on Tyreek Hill. Oh, touchdown! That was so wrong. And they was like, that was so wrong. That was so wrong. Like, why did you say that?
That's his defensive coordinator put him out there.
Yeah, I mean, but that was the same crap that happened on Thursday night when they had that rookie on freaking DJ Moore, and he went for 55,000 yards, killing me in fantasy. I'm like, and then they gonna bench him in the 3rd quarter. I'm like, it's too late now. Why you benching him now? Just let them get baptized. Let them get baptized. It's okay.
But I don't know why they did that for a second night, because that was the rookie that was on AJ the week before.
Exactly. I don't know.
Stop putting him on the top receivers. Don't do that.
I mean,
he's a rookie.
I think Ron's gonna be gone after this year anyway. I think he's gone. I think they're gonna. Everybody's saying certain things. I'm like, you ain't got to say but so much to know somebody's pretty much gonna be gone.
I think the whole culture change with the owner getting out, the name change, him having to battle cancer. I think that all played a part in him still staying around the organization.
And they made some good moves. They got some good. I mean, if you really look at the Commanders,
their defense is nice.
Players. They got some good. Stop saying that. They are not okay. They're nice. They're not playing well. Let me just say that they're not. Because we keep saying that, and I keep seeing them let people score. Did y'all just see what DJ Moore just did? I know it was the rookie, but damn. Like 100 points on them points.
You got a point.
Absolutely, you're right. I mean, but their defense is it's good. They're not playing well. I will say that.
I give you that. I would just, but
they've got good players, but they're not. Let me say this: they're not playing well consistent.
You can't get the ball to McLaurin in the first half? Are you serious? It's not good offense, man. Not good offensive coordinator.
He's not a good offensive coordinator? Eric Bieniemy is not a good offensive coordinator?
No, what I'm saying is there's not all good offensive coordinating during that game. You can't get the ball to your best receiver? This is your highest paid receiver. So between him and Ron Rivera, something's going on.
But you know what? That's a play that's been going on all season because just last week, Olave had one catch. For some reason, coordinators are not designing plays for all of their playmakers. But Logan Thomas had like 8 catches. Curtis Samuel had like 7 catches. McLaurin had 2. I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they're doing that. Like I said, fantasy owners right now are baffled at who to play because they play their studs one week, they get 12 catches. The next week they get 1.
Yeah, like right now, like in fantasy football, wide receiver play.
You just guessing.
Which wide receiver to start.
You just guessing.
Absolute devil.
I don't know, bro. I
gotta watch film on it. Is what I'm saying. So here's what I mean. You have certain offenses that the offensive coordinator he opens up the playbook to where if one of our main receivers is commanding a double team, we'll go see other people, but definitely this guy is gonna get the ball at some point. So however we got to do it, we can get creative. We can come up with gimmick plays, whatever. He's gonna get the rock.
I agree
because he has to.
I agree.
When Bieniemy was with the Chiefs, again, I said it last week. They were doing all types of stuff, all kinds of plays. So maybe that's not Ron's thing.
Or maybe Bieniemy is, now granted, like I said, Sam Howell is actually, I mean, he had a couple of bad games, but he's his first time starter. But in a few games, he's looked pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like he's looked.
Yeah.
Lenise, he's looked serviceable.
He has. He's looked serviceable.
No, seriously though, he's looked like you would take Sam Howell right now over about, you know what I'm saying, half the league.
Yeah, like
potential, right? As potential.
Because I've actually said for the past probably like 4 seasons that they were a decent quarterback or serviceable quarterback away from being a problem because their defense has been solid for like at least the past 4 seasons. Whereas like the defense is a pain in the behind, and if they ever get any help on offense, they're gonna be a problem. To be clear, like everybody ain't Patrick Mahomes, and I really don't even remember them doing a whole bunch of trick plays when Patrick Mahomes first started.
It's like Patrick Mahomes is doing trick plays himself.
Right, like
and never to run around and do a bunch of.
But they weren't.
All of us be watching the game saying the same
plays.
thing. Like, what in the hell? How did he, man? Like every time he does stuff, I'd be like,
trick plays. And Patrick Mahomes was just out there running around and making stuff up as he went.
Right.
But everybody can't do that. We all knew after, RIP, after Dick Butkus had passed away, they was gonna need Jesus to win that game.
Did somebody see that meme about the Soul Stone? Did y'all? Who posted that?
It said the Bears. It wasn't one of us.
Right?
I didn't post it. No, I didn't post that. Somebody beat me to it, but I saw it.
You know what I'm talking about? They basically they had
they used the Avengers meme.
They was talking to young Gamora. Did the Bears win again? He said, "Yeah." What did it cost you, Dick Butkus?
That's jacked up. That's
I was like, no, it's too soon.
It's too soon. It was like the Bears win a game. He said, "What did it cost you, Dick Butkus?"
Yeah, it was like, did the Bears finally win a game? I was like, yes. He was like, what did it cost? And he was like, Dick Butkus. I was like, oh.
That's bad.
And the minute I saw the meme, I knew exactly where this was gonna end up. Like when I looked and saw, I was like, oh god, this is Dick Butkus joke. I just know it. Like I just knew it.
Terrible.
And I was like, oh, it's too soon. It's too soon.
I think it's funny, like when certain players pass, it's like we tend to forget how really good some of these people were. Like there's an award named after this man. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that just don't happen. Like, the Buckets award. Like,
right.
Because some cats was like, Dick Buckets. I'm like, go look him up. Go look him up.
As a matter of fact,
there was a lot of people back in those days that did not want to play the Bears because of that man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and back then, you could clothesline people.
Back then, you could do all of the things you can't do now.
Could you imagine? You a big tough dude. Ain't no way in hell. I'm playing back in the 70s and early 80s.
No, I'm glad you brought that up because there was a play. Was it Sunday? I forget the team, but the guy tackled the quarterback. His face mask was on the quarterback's face mask. It was he didn't spear him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they called what's it, roughing the passer.
You know you can't breathe on the quarterbacks now, man. You know.
I'm just like, dude, what the hell?
You can't even ask the quarterback, but can you borrow some sugar? You can't even ask a question to a quarterback. They gonna throw every freaking flag. There's only a couple quarterbacks they don't seem to throw flags. Rodno with Cam couldn't get a flag to save his life when he was playing. Couldn't get a flag to save his life. They do Jalen like that every now and then. It's like, you know, look, they pick one more black quarterback. I'm calling it.
Yeah, because they did Jalen like that the other week when he got hit out of bounds. I was like, he got hit out of bounds and knocked over the female referee because I'm like, this is what we doing, and they didn't throw out one flag, and then we sneezed on Sam Howell by the sideline, and they threw a flag for roughing the passer because he got hit out of bounds. I was like, what? Were you kidding me? My quarterback got thrown into the bench and the refs, and we're not gonna call that. But Sam Howell, we sneeze on him and touch him, and there's a flag going. Like,
it's bad. It's really
got to keep the legacy alive.
It's really
bad.
I'm just saying, y'all know. Look, as soon as Brady and Manning got hurt, it was a wrap. They changed all the rules. They
came out with all the rules.
Every rule got changed. I mean, can't hit him. Can't hit. Manning got hurt. Can't hit him high. Brady got hurt. Can't hit him low.
Like if you just put a red jersey on him and just be done. Like,
you know, I know how y'all feel about Brady, but y'all know, you know, I like, you know, Manning my dude, but I was just like, dang, man. Even Peyton Manning, I think he actually said after he retired a couple of times, he was like, yeah, I had some gimmies. He was like, yeah. And here's the funny part. Eli didn't get those calls. Eli was getting toe up.
I get those calls.
I know he's like, I'm Peyton's brother.
That's why Eli throw
the little one, not the older one. That's Cooper. The little one.
That's why Eli throws so much shade at Peyton now. I'm like, nah, bro, you got all them calls in the league.
He do be thinking sometimes Jonah know Peyton a lot, don't he? He be like,
a lot of shade.
But I think one time he told Peyton, he was like, I got my second ring first. I don't care if you got two. I was like, dirty. So dirty.
Let us not forget.
Because you know that's the conversation at the dinner table. You know
all
it is. At the holiday dinner table, it's conversation.
Look, we were talking this weekend, like Archie Manning should just be an honorary Hall of Famer for the fact of all that punishment he took and how dope he was still with the Saints, and the fact that he helped bring in two Hall of Fame. Well, Eli's not a Hall of Fame yet, but it was like he brought in pretty good quarterback. It was like, just give him an honorary.
Honorary Hall of Fame.
He thought Archie was scrambling, but he was literally running for his life.
And still was putting up decent numbers on a bad team. A bad team. A really bad team.
A really bad team.
Really bad.
Speaking of running for your life, did anybody catch RG3 yesterday on Monday Night Countdown?
I'm glad I did not.
What happened?
So he was talking about Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
And how Lamar Jackson was running for his life.
Okay.
I think I know what you're getting ready to say, but go ahead.
And that man dropped the F-bomb. And I was like,
look at him.
I was like, oh my God, did he just... And nobody, and I don't think anybody, because Scott Van Pelt wasn't up there, but Joe Buck was hosting the first hour. Scott Van Pelt was out there. And so he was sitting next to Joe Buck, and he said it, and like I was like, that man just cursed with the F-bomb on national television.
He denies it. He did not. He denies it.
And Joe Buck, like I don't think Joe Buck caught it. Ryan Clark absolutely caught it because the minute he said it, Ryan Clark immediately closed his eyes and dropped his head. Like,
Hey, like, call you out, but I call you out.
Play it off, bro. Like, man, you just gonna give it in, give it away.
Like, that was it. Nobody else reacted. But like the minute, because he was talking about, like, I guess people were talking about, how bad Lamar had played and whatnot in the game and everything. And, he was talking about, but it's not all on Lamar. He's talking about the O-line, different things. And he was like, and he's back there. He's like, y'all talking about he's doing too much. And he's like, he's running for his effort. And I was like, I know I heard that. And I was like, is anybody going to react? And as I'm watching the panel,
it'll be delayed, man. It's supposed to be like on a delay.
Listen, and as I'm watching the panel, Ryan Clark was like, and then I said, oh God. I said, okay, so I'm not crazy. Because I was like, if nobody reacts, maybe I didn't hear what I heard. But the minute I saw Ryan Clark, I was like, oh, I heard exactly what I thought I heard. And so they cut away and they mute his mic clearly. Because then it was kind of like an awkward silence because I think people started realizing what was said. And so then they cut away to Marcus Speed.
Man.
But I was like, y'all got to get him out of there. Dude is way too reckless with the commentary. Way too reckless.
Yeah, him and that lace front.
Y'all be hating
not lace front.
Not the lace front
braids,
right? Right, you seen them braids? Them braids don't need that lace. You see this? You seen them?
Because like last night he was calling the dude Thickums, and I was like, bruh, like.
Pause.
And he was like, because they were talking about who is it? The running back for Green Bay. He wrote a book, but he calls it not Dylan, because Dylan was out.
Najee Davenport?
Jones was out. Dylan was running. Dylan just wrote a book. He wrote a kid's book. But he has 34-inch thighs, and so he calls his quads Quadzilla. And then the book is called Quadzilla Finds His Footing. RG3 goes into the man's got book? Thick thighs. Huh?
That's a children's book? That's the name of a children's book?
Quadzilla Finds His Footing. Yes.
Okay.
And listen, they read the story. It sounded good. They read parts of the story.
The title. Okay, go ahead. Okay.
Google it.
I don't want to.
I'll take your word for it.
Right. I'm with you.
Okay,
go to
finish the story is clearly a dinosaur.
Oh, that man called another grown man Thickums.
That's not the name of the name of the story is not Thickums.
I know what the name of the story is, but this entire story.
I'm sorry.
Is just reckless.
The name of the story is not Thickums.
Yeah, I was like, the name of the book is not Thickums. The name of the story is Quadzilla Finds His Footing. That's the name of the children's book. And Quadzilla is a dinosaur. But RG3 proceeds to call that man Thickums on national television. And he's like, he just got thick thighs. You just call him Thickums. Marcus Spears immediately was like, that's like calling a grown man delicious. And I'm not doing either one of those things.
Thank you.
I'm not doing either one of those things. And then he said it again, and Ryan Clark was like, you must stop calling this grown man Thickums on television. Like, that was so mad.
I mean, maybe he's...
Like, the
maybe
show
he's
went left.
himself.
I was like, you're out of hand.
Maybe he's expressing himself.
I think he is the old term that some of my friends and I still use amongst us from college. He's a big Bama. He is...
I knew you
He's a Bama. He's a Bama.
I knew he was saying.
He doesn't know how to move, man. He's a Bama.
He
He's a classic Bama. HBO, help a brother out.
Deion didn't say anything. Deion didn't say anything wrong. He definitely bad.
Yo, I mean, what we were talking about, Lamar Jackson running for his life. You know, of course, some Steelers fans were happy, but that offense still looked bad.
Yeah.
It looked bad.
Who Pittsburgh? You talking about Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh's offense still looked bad,
Pittsburgh
but
offense still looked bad, bro.
Look, Pickett to Pickens, it was they got it right that one time, and it was the one time that it mattered.
It was a fluke, right? It was a fluke. It was like,
so, but I mean,
if he made that throw 5 more times, it'd be 4 incompletions. So it was
wow.
Again, he nailed it when it mattered, and really, that's all that matters.
I don't even. But the point that you're making, I'm not getting on you, but I'm just saying, did it really matter? Like that team was horrible. Like they could have won that game 3-0, and nobody would have cared. Nobody.
But here's the thing, Pete. It looked horrible, but they are 3-2 and sitting atop of the AFC North.
Ain't that crazy? They're 3-2.
Who?
The Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
3-2. They got 3 wins. Tomlin, I don't know what kind of dust.
And again, they're at the top of their division. They beat everybody in their division.
Every time it's like they
playing around. Baltimore needs to get right.
But the thing is, they've had so many, like the 2 losses that they've had have been so like real bad blowouts that they're 3-2, and their opponents are outscoring them. You know what I'm saying? Like the offense is still bad, so it's like the games they won is
it's
really
it's 3-2, and it's 3-2 the hard way and ugly.
When they said that, I was like, they got 3 wins. I was like, it was 2. I was like, no, it's 3. I was like, God.
Baltimore made number 3, and they are 3-2, and I didn't realize they were top of the division, but they're top of their division at 3-2.
I mean, now I'm not surprised at them being like at the top. I mean, 4 or 5 games in the season. I mean, unless you 0-5, or I'm sorry, Rod, unless you 0-5.
I called that Shay. That's okay.
Unless you're 0-5, you're not gonna be 1 game off here, 1 game off there. But the fact that they're not 0-5 playing like offense like that. I know the defense is playing as best as they can. Like they're playing, the defense is out there like we gonna do whatever we can. like I bet you they come inside like, I better be lucky this is Steelers culture because I'm been and got up with y'all butt by now. Like I'm gonna get out here and score some damn points. What y'all doing to me?
Yeah, it's hard out there for a pimp. But as Mike Tomlin says, we're not gonna apologize for winning.
Nah, I can't do that. No, you get a win, you get a win. But yeah, man, the Panthers, man. So they talking about benching Bryce, man?
No.
Yeah, okay. I was wondering where that sensationalism media came from because somebody that was like bench. Go ahead, Rod. I'm sorry.
That's okay, my fault. The last I heard, they're talking about simplifying things for Bryce and whatever. I'm like, how can you simplify things for somebody who is quote unquote had the best processing?
This is simplify right here. Cut. Handoff.
It don't matter because the coach will call a play for somebody he ain't even got in the game. So it don't matter.
Holy crap, man.
And it's like, okay, well, I got to have a conversation with the owner tomorrow, and those conversations haven't been pleasant. Gee, you think?
Right.
I mean, he not just calling you. He's like, okay, hey, how's the family? You know, look good out there. What do you think is going to happen?
I'm just glad this assembled Avengers is not protecting the world because we all be dead.
You would have been dead after the first time.
I was about to say, this is the Avengers, the Carolina Panthers.
Listen,
staff, we be dead.
You know how they talk about
would have won.
They were mad that Miami didn't go for the record for scoring that game earlier this season. Don't worry, y'all get 3 or 4 records next week.
We do play the Panthers next week.
3 or 4.
Ooh, boy.
I don't know, man. I think they should have went for the rest.
Anybody you got on fantasy that plays for the Dolphins starts next week. Yeah, heard it here first.
Oh man, I thought. I mean, I didn't think Carolina was, going to be, a relevant team, but I didn't think they were going to be 0-5. Like they're trying to get the number 1 pick next year. What the hell, bro?
Hey.
If they do, I don't know.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
They're
gonna go to UNC and get made.
Huh?
They're gonna get
No,
maybe
we don't have
one.
number.
No, they're
We
gonna
don't
get
have our
Marvin
number one
Harrison
pick
Jr.
next
That's
year.
what they're gonna get. or
We don't have our number
or
one
top
pick
lineman,
next year.
whoever the top lineman is, because they kind of need somebody to block. So
Well, they
Kind
need
of.
a that too, though, right?
honestly, they could get anything. They could get a pass rusher. They could,
It don't matter.
They
Chicago
can
will
get
have
anybody.
1, 2.
but they need if they wind up getting the top pick, they got to get somebody that's like a no brainer. Like they can't be wasting that pick. Like if they get the top pick.
Yeah, like they need.
You're not hearing me.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Sorry, Ryan. I'm sorry.
They don't have their number one pick next year.
Oh,
That's right.
I thought it was this year they didn't
Oh,
have.
man.
Coming up.
I
They
mean,
don't have it next year.
for this next draft, they don't have it.
Oh, yeah, I know for this
First
next
round
draft
pick?
because it's going to Chicago, isn't it?
Right.
They don't have a first round pick.
No.
So
Yeah, they don't have a first round pick
So
for
if
this
Chicago
draft
actually
coming
takes
up.
the rest of the season, they could have like a top
1 and 2.
If they
That's what I'm
want it.
telling you.
Yeah, Chicago. Because you remember.
trade that man to Atlanta and take. The
No, because you remember last week, Fred was talking about Chicago could end up with the 1 and 2 pick and they could draft both the QBs and ruin both of them in Chicago. That's why he
Caleb
was
said
saying
he ain't
that
going to
Chicago
Chicago.
has Carolina's. No, they have their first round pick. So depending on where Carolina finishes the season, determines on whether or not they end up.
They
And
can
right
probably-
now, it's the number 1 pick.
I was
Well,
about to
I'm
say
playing.
because there is no light at the end of the Carolina Panthers tunnel right now. I was looking at
There's not- But
Okay.
Caleb has already
Schedule
said
is
he's not going. Caleb is not going to Chicago.
yeah, he
So
should.
said he will stay in school.
Yeah,
If
He
it's
should
not
not.
what, San Fran, Dallas, he has a list.
Yeah, he can have the damn list, but damn, I mean, come on now, back it up a little bit now. Like, damn, I mean, I get you get to choose a little bit, but I mean, this is the NFL.
It's a list of like it's only like 5 teams up there.
Yeah,
It's
everybody
like,
don't need a quarterback, Caleb. I mean, and look, and as much as we may think Dallas might need to look at one, they're probably, Jerry gonna sign Dak probably out of spite just because he don't want to be wrong. You know how that works. I don't want to be wrong, so I'm gonna sign Dak to an extension.
Well, how did that work out for him?
and that's
They
how
said
you
when
go
Jerry
on.
really wants to get serious, he's going to hire a coach, a guy that can coach. Because everybody know Mike McCarthy is. I mean, he's showing it now. This man's he's still a dinosaur.
I think Dak's days may be coming to an end. He can't throw an accurate ball, man. Like he winds up like it's a Hail Mary. And I don't know. I just noticed that yesterday.
But they showed. I mean, look, I ain't gonna ever sit here and tell you that I'm gonna go out there and play NFL quarterback and make throws and all that mess. No, I can't. Whatever. But I do know, watching football for as many years as I have, talking to people as what Stephen A. say, he knows more about football because he talks to people like Dion. That's how I feel. I talk to Dion. I've talked to my boy Pookie. I was talking about Pookie the other day. D. Talk to guys that I know that have played the game, and I've watched the game. And I know that if your receiver takes an inside release with a deep safety in the middle of the field, if you're gonna make that throw, you throw it to the corner. You don't throw it inside.
Thank you.
Is this man throwing
Thank you.
ball and then you put air on it? You don't put air on it.
And you
throw
put
it on
air
a line
on it,
over the shoulder to the corner, and you tell people to go get it or it's incomplete.
Bro, this
Everybody watching football knows that.
This is not my team, and I'm pulling my hair out.
There's a deep safety back there, and you loft that ball towards the middle and put air under it. Everybody that knows football knows you don't do that.
It's rough out there. And Micah Parsons, bless his heart, he just keep making stuff up. And then
You said that before. You stupid.
He making stuff up. I'm telling you. But like on his podcast, because now he's mad at Kittle because apparently after the game, Kittle, when he lifted up his jersey, he had on a T-shirt that said F Dallas. I'm not mad at the sentiment. You know, we got lots of shirts that say that in Philly. So I mean, I was like, oh, y'all catching on to our thing, got it. But he had that on it, and so, but then Michael Parsons was like, okay, so now you want to do this. So if you want to make it personal, we can make it personal. Laugh now, cry later is what he said. He's like, because we'll see them again. And I was like, it just got personal when you saw the T-shirt.
I'm starting to see. I don't know these people, but I'm starting to not like Micah Parsons. I'm starting to not like him.
Listen, but
I'm actually starting to not like him.
Because he was talking about it, and I was like, Shannon, that's what I was thinking. Shannon Sharp was like, it just got personal for you? Wasn't personal when they picked up Tony Pollard and slammed him on his head? He was like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, what are you talking about? There's stuff, and here's the thing, like there's certain players. Okay, let's just do it this way, and I'm gonna go off of the media, right? We've seen situations where people want to say, okay, Micah Parsons is, an alien. They trying to you talk about crazy comparisons about Purdy to Joe Montana. You compare Micah Parsons to LT. LT ain't getting upset about that. The next game, he tearing your head off. Yep. And here's the thing.
LT would never. He won't even gonna talk about that.
But here's the thing. You obviously, based on how Dallas defense played, when they're in the lead and they can be, like they said, a front runner, that style of defense, like a lot of defenses, Seattle's defense is that way. There's other defenses, when they have the lead,
they're built to play with it.
They're built to play with it, and they come after you. All I'm saying is Michael Parsons, we're talking about him to be one of the best defensive players in the league or whatever. You got to be able to play in all phases. We never say things like that about Aaron Donald. It don't matter what the score is. He is a problem every single play. TJ Watt. We never say that about TJ Watt. He's a problem every play, whether they're up 21 or down 21. You know what I'm saying? There's certain players that Max Crosby last night was a man among boys on a bad Raiders team. On a bad Raiders team.
Max I like Crosby. I've always liked Crosby. Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, so Michael Parsons, the only time we see you is when Dallas scores and beats a team by 30. That's the only time we see you. Right. Where are you at when your team needs a play, bro?
Yeah.
Right.
Crosby's motor is so high, man.
You got to start being real about this. Yes, he's good. He's an alien. He's a physical freak. But is he really that dominant? Because I don't see him in the games where they're losing when you need him to make a play. We have seen. We just said the Steelers are winning games. Why? Because their defenses are making plays and Watt is leading the charge. There's certain guys that just are what they are. And right now, I ain't impressed. I'm sorry. I'm saying it. I don't see it. I see it when they win by 30, and I don't see it when they don't. When they ain't winning, he's out there mad because somebody got on a T-shirt. Man, go to practice and get better.
Get good.
I mean, that's fair.
It's bad, bro.
Let's talk about what is now becoming what we thought might be real. Them Detroit Lions, man. They playing football.
Oh yeah.
They playing football.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat up on a couple of teams. They probably should have. It's funny you say that now because you're still a Lion, so you was always waiting for the Lions to lion. But now they're like, okay, you know what? To your point, Lanice, they're actually like, no, we going out here and win these games.
They're consistent, man. They're being very consistent about.
But the attitude, attitude about how they play though, they're like, you know what? Let's just
we're not waiting for you
and see how good we are, and they're beating teams. Yeah. And they haven't. And Amon St. Brown, he's been nicked up, so they ain't even had their best receiver. He's still out here just. Jared Goff out here, y'all forgot about him.
Amon St. Brown didn't play this past week.
What you say?
Amon St. Brown, he didn't even play this past week.
Right, and they put up 30?
Yeah, he didn't play. 30 and they're starting running back. I don't think and Montgomery didn't play either. I don't think.
Montgomery did play. I did see some highlights of Montgomery, but
when it was
the rookie is out. Gibbs, he's out.
Okay, he's out. I was like, one day
Montgomery, because I think Montgomery scored another touchdown because he's been running his butt off. But I'm just saying, man, that Campbell, I sometimes you look at it, I'm like, man, yeah, he's hyping, and they're still losing. Oh, they hype, they're still losing. I'm like, damn, they winning now. Like they winning.
Yeah. Listen, and I gotta be honest. Let's just go ahead and put it out here. I will admit that when I heard his introductory press conference, I was the first one that was like, this is about to be a cluster. It's a whole train wreck. This man talking about biting kneecap and calf muscles and Achilles and all of the things. And I was
I didn't realize he said the Achilles. Dang.
I don't know, but he definitely
you just added in.
I just added that in because what he was doing was biting people, and I was just like, what are we cannibals? Like, I was concerned when I heard this press conference. Sir, what are you talking about? This is a problem. It was disturbing. And I was like, I can't believe they hired this man over Eric Bieniemy, because there's no way he gave a better interview than Eric Bieniemy, unless you just are a cannibal. Because I just don't understand.
Stop it.
He told them he wakes up and eats and sprinkles gunpowder in his oatmeal. I mean, he lives and eats football every minute of the day.
That part too, yes. He said all of those reckless things on the hot mic. He said it is absolutely one of the worst
I need to go back
introductory
I missed that.
press conferences you could ever hear as far as shenanigans, other than maybe my head coach. Because when Nick Sirianni did his introduction press conference, I was like, oh, we done hired trash. Like it was terrible.
It was worse than Hubert Davis for Carolina.
It was bad.
Oh, that was trash.
Beyond.
Lord, yeah,
that was trash.
Hubert Davis, that was pretty bad. That was really bad.
That was very bad.
Like Hubert, no.
Yeah,
I like you.
Right.
No.
That was pretty off. That was trash too.
But back to the Lions. But back to the Lions.
But Dan Campbell, I gotta give it to him. He recovered from that first
whatever he got.
Whatever gunpowder he put in their cereal and in their coffee,
or putting in their energy drinks or whatever it is, right?
It is working.
Right.
And sir, my apologies for doubting you. Okay? My apologies for doubting you. Because I absolutely knew we was going to do another 10 years of garbage in Detroit after I heard that man's interview.
I think the only reason I didn't think they were going to be completely garbage is because of the fact, like at the end of the day, it don't, look, football and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that's one of these sports, if not the sport, where coaching matters. And I think if you look at his DC, look at his OC, and you look at the fact, like I was trying to tell somebody about Jared Goff, I said people can think of what they want about Jared Goff because Sean McVay got rid of him. Oh my God, the great Sean McVay got rid of him, and then Matt Stafford comes and wins the Super Bowl. Let's put it in perspective. Matthew Stafford was putting up numbers with a bad team. He wasn't a bad quarterback. He Stafford at times. He did a Stafford at times, right? He Stafford on Stafford, as we say.
Yeah.
But it was never a question of that man's arm talent and his toughness, right? There was never a question of that. I mean, this man was playing with, cracked ribs and stuff before. But my point was when they traded Goff, it was almost like because he got traded off a team that won a Super Bowl, that they traded somebody that didn't have talent. I mean, I'm not saying because you're the number one pick overall, you're going to always pan out, but he was the number one pick overall. He did make it to a Super Bowl. He didn't play well, but I mean, he made it to the Super Bowl. I mean, Sean McVay would tell you he didn't coach that game well. Everybody knows they didn't coach that game well against the Patriots. This man out here balling, throwing all over the field, and he don't care who he's throwing to. This man making Josh Reynolds look like an all-pro. Like, come on now.
Like, also, when they traded Goff, wasn't it like year 3?
For him?
Wasn't it like
because he made the Super Bowl in year 2, right? And then the next year,
so it was like year 3 for him. So he was still a young QB, and young QBs at certain points are going to look like young QBs. That's what they do.
Exactly.
So now that he's at year 5, year 6,
right?
He looks better because he's had more experience. Because personally, when they traded him, I was like, we writing off the dude that got you to the Super Bowl that fast? I thought it was odd. Because, again, he was a young QB. But I'm like, okay, y'all writing him off. And at the time, Detroit was where careers went to die in the NFL. So I think maybe
that's what it was. Maybe that's why everybody was like, he's going to Detroit. And like you said, career.
Yeah, because, so I was like, he's done because he's going to Detroit. But turns out that, again, Dan Campbell, my apologies for doubting you, sir. I had no idea.
That's understood right now. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, I'm out, guys. I got to roll.
Gotta roll.
I got to roll too. So
The family
Yeah.
is real. All of you guys is great. Mitch Trubisky.
Shout out to the Aces. Game 1. Shout out to the Aces taking down the Liberty. Yeah. Go.
You want to put that out there?
And I'm also
guys,
gonna put out there. Was on the phone with a certain person on the call up here. The Braves came back, tied it up 1-1 against them Phillies.
Oh, that was awesome.
Let's go. Okay, I'm sorry. Denise about to say, get the hell out.
You feel better now?
Hello.
Much better.
You feel better now? Okay.
I do.
Hey, look, as long as it's not the RG3 lace front, bro, I'm good.
Here we go.
Good night. I'm done.
Go ahead. Somebody call it Thickums.
Peace, Ron. Peace, y'all.
Later.
He's not on the RG3 lace front. I'm done.
That effing lace front. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
Y'all have a good one.
The Thickums. Peace out, cuzzo.
All right, cuz. Later,
Later.
Rod.